Oh, what is up? What is up? It is Sunday. It has been going on 2 months for dealing with a situation for throwing knives that I've been screwing with. And yes, I am working on an attitude adjustment because I know this subject is about to raise my blood pressure. And so I think it is better to do a preemptive blood pressure drop while I talk about this subject than to go and get all aggro over some trash knives. And I kind of want to call a specific YouTuber out, but it's just one of those moments of why start the headache? Because it's pathetic when you've got someone that is obviously an Americanized thrower that pushes the style of knives that the knife throwing league here in the US wants, because they think that their knife shapes should look like this and this, or the ones that have the freaking big old guards from like Toro and stuff like that. If those are the knives that work for you and those fit the style that you throw, fine and dandy. But don't call smaller knives that other people like that are heavier bricks. It is what it is, dude. Plain and simple. You come off like a douchebag when you go fanboying for a company that I've been dealing with for 8 weeks for a return for this broken piece of shit they sold me that broke after 2 or 3 throws. You know what I'm saying? So forgive me if I don't buy the bullshit you're selling when you're pushing some garbage company and you've got nothing but just the fact that, they're working on their customer service as a defense. No, they absolutely are not, because just this week, I've been sitting here waiting for, going on a week now, for an email reply for replacement product. And the fact that even though I started my warranty claim the day I fucking got these knives, they're still saying that I didn't initiate it in time for a refund. So I've been dealing with your customer service for 2 months and can't get a refund for your garbage? Please. It's about to come to the point of a chargeback, and I will absolutely make it a point to never film, photo, or promote cold steel garbage ever after a couple of days from now, because once I have my Apaches from AceJet in by the end of the week, I won't need to throw this trash anymore. This can just be relegated to fucking emergency home defense status and hidden throughout the house. Because I've got 6 of them that I'm throwing that every time I throw these, I'm sitting there with the file, just filing away, getting rid of burrs and damage and issues. Aside from the fact, like I said, the one that I literally threw 2 or 3 times and lost a ½ inch of the tip. Just absolutely, completely unacceptable. And like I said, 8-10 emails in, when it takes an average of a week for a reply, that's not customer service. That's lack thereof. And like I said, this is circles. Well, we need information. Give them information. Hey, can you get me this information? I just gave you that, and maybe one thing that you want something else. Why do I need to provide the same information half a dozen times and you keep reiterating it. This is not how customer service is done when your garbage breaks and is not concentric in size. You can sit here and see that that is not the same size, even after it's been broken. That shows you how much smaller this knife was before it even broke. And you can see the blemishes in the finish, under the finish. I mean, it's just pathetic. Every single knife I've got from this company has this issue. These things have been filed and filed and filed, and you can still see how rough they are. And the other thing is these things just glance off of one another. You need to file them. I mean, you almost might be able to feel a mark from just that right there. It's that pathetic. I mean, literally that pathetic. These things think about hitting something, and they need to be filed. The heat treat is that bad. Unacceptable. The fact that those same blemishes, you can see it. You can feel it under this texture. Because this is a thin texture. And you can see that there is just burrs. When they cut these things to shape, they must just basically knock off the worst of the burrs, because I can literally run my finger down the edge of these. Sharp spot right there. There is a burr sticking out of the coating. Brand new, never been thrown. Burr right there. Same fucking spot. Brand new, never been thrown. Burr right there. Never fucking been thrown. Brand new. That's pathetic. Pathetic. That is why do not buy cold steel. And now for the attitude adjustment. You should not buy cold steel because their knives are just complete garbage. 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 Every aspect of these knives. The heat treat is bad. The shaping is bad. The workmanship overall, just horrible. Horrible. And then, again, the customer service. A company that people fucking ran up and down the street yelling the praises of a couple of years ago before they got bought out by GSM. And now, everybody you talk to except for this one fanboy that, I don't know what his deal is, but everybody you talk to, man, their customer service is garbage. Their quality is garbage. We all agree. Do not buy cold steel. Do not buy from GSM Outdoors or any of the other 40 some odd companies they own. You're not going to get good quality product anymore. They bought out SOG knives. I'm glad I got rid of my SOG knife because they own them now too. I will not deal with a company that 2 months, and I had to start a warranty claim within 10 minutes of delivery. No, unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. Their customer service is never going to be good enough to be acceptable. Period. I'm going to show you what a quality knife should look like. Put this where it won't get broken. Don't have the money to just replace that these days. So, look at this. These are what quality knives look like. These have been through more abuse than any of these knives over here. I throw these all the time. The coating wears better. There's barely any issues with flaws. I mean, hand ground. And out of all 6 of these, there was one that the hand grind plunged maybe a 1/16 or a quarter of an inch deeper on one of these. Yeah, there it is. It's the one that's on my right shoulder. That one right there plunges just a hair deeper. One flaw on 6 knives. That's much better odds. 1 out of 6 has one flaw. One, not 13 with multiple flaws on every knife. You know what I'm saying? That's odds I like. 1 in 6 has one minor cosmetic blemish. Because the grind is perfect aside from the fact that it plunges just a tiny bit deeper. These knives don't require an hour of hand filing every time you take them out and throw them. Because the only time you have to file these is when you hit the edge on the knife the wrong way. That's it. I've maybe had to do one tiny little file on each, on 2 of these on the end after them bouncing off of the ground. I mean, these things hit the ground and hit a rock, you're gonna be filing it. It's that bad, man. Come on. But Condor dismissals, I would recommend these over this garbage any day of the week. And these come in 14s just like this. And this is just, yeah. Why would I want that when I can get that? And this will take the abuse that I put it through. And it's just a more ergonomic design all the way around. They're thicker. They're better. The 14s in these, I guarantee you, weigh more than those do. Which you're going to want. Because it's going to hit harder. It's going to stick better. Why would you want cold steel garbage? You're going to have to replace it. Because you're going to wear it out that fast. Because you're going to literally file it away after you throw it every time you take it out. That's it. And like I said, brand spanking new. Never been thrown. You can see the blemishes from the way they're made. I mean, none of these things are concentric in how the depth from side to side on the bevels. They're just off on them. The depth coming down on them is off on more often than not. And these aren't done by hand. These are done by machine. You can tell these are done by machine because the bevels are cut in. You can see the machine marks and where they're cut. I'm a machinist. I know what to look for. There's just no reason these shouldn't be tighter tolerance. These should be within a couple thousandths of an inch. Not millimeters. Thousandths of an inch. I've worked with parts that had 0 tolerance. You could not have any variance whatsoever if they were too big or too small at all. You either fixed it or started over when you couldn't fix it. Period. So there's no excuse for these being so poorly made when they're made by machine. This just basically tells me that they have a multitude of machines with multitudes of tools, and they're not doing tool wear maintenance or anything, because when you have two of these side by side that are that much shorter and that much further off, the only thing is tool wear or bad setup. There's no excuse. No excuse. The quality control absolutely has to be better, and their customer service has to be better. I mean, I've literally saw reviews on their more high-end expensive knives where someone literally got a fucking empty box. If I paid $100 or more for a knife and got an empty box and could not get an email for weeks from customer service, I would be livid. I would be livid. $10, $15 knives, $100 worth of them. Every single one of them has flaws, blemishes that should have been stopped at the factory. Every one of them. Every single one. There's no excuse. Do not buy cold steel unless you are a glutton for punishment, because you are going to get trash product that you're going to have to spend more time doing maintenance on, or you're going to get product that breaks, or you might be like that poor sap that I saw the review that got an empty box. I don't know about you, but I'd rather spend a little bit more and get better knives.